I went down to DC. It was Howard homecoming. I was just really going to hang out because I knew I wasn't booked that weekend, but I was like, I'm gonna go hang out. I knew Jim and Jewels had parties, so I'm like, I'm gonna go with them. Went down there to hang out, had a good time. We went down there pretty deep. It was, I probably had like 6 cars with me. And basically, I pulled up at a red light, me and my bro HUD. And we was at a red light, and a guy pulled up next to me and pulled a gun out, and he's waving the gun in my car. You know, a Lamborghini's low to the ground. So I thought it was an undercover police officer because there was so many people outside. It was, you know, this is how a homecoming, the streets was packed. It was a lot of, so I'm like, yo, HUD, you see this waving the gun? And he's trying to open my door, but my doors is locked. But I didn't think nothing like this gotta be an undercover because a waving a gun this brazen, so to speak, in front of this many people, it had to be undercover in my brain. So I said, HUD, look at this waving the gun, what's up? So HUD, you know, people who know my brother HUD, it wasn't funny, but the way he said it was funny. He's like, Gil, he called me Gil. He's like, Gil, you think you want to get out of here? Maybe? So I was like, word, because I didn't know if it was undercover or not. And for those people that know, I had the Gallardo at the time, the Lamborghini Gallardo. Once you stop for more than like a minute, the car goes into neutral automatically. So when I went to step on the gas, the car wasn't moving. And once I revved the gas, it just started dumping in the car, shooting. And then I hit the paddle, got out of there, pulled off, you know, basically got away from them. I was with some other people behind me. I skirted on everybody because the homeboy started dumping. And like I said, he did that shit in front of. It had to be like 600 people just on that block. So I pulled out, I jumped on a highway. This was some real movie shit. I don't want to sound like Zeke because Zeke's stories be sounding crazy. But I jump on whatever highway is the wrong way.
What exactly did did you hear the guy say he was trying to jack you?
Like, get out the car. Give me the car, fool. I said, get the f*** out of here. Murked out. What happened was they told me to give up the car, and I looked at him like he was stupid, pulled off, and then he started shooting.
He was shot twice in the arms. He was treated and released from Howard University Hospital. And tonight, after landing back here in Teterboro, he showed us the bullet hole still clearly visible in his left arm. But he says he is okay.
And me, I'm fine. I'm excellent, man. It was great.
He's fine now, but how about at that moment when he first faced the hijacker at this DC intersection?
I felt disrespected because nobody's going to take a $250,000 car from me, let alone a 5-cent piece of chewing gum.
And I'm driving on oncoming traffic, like on an I, like if it's I-95, I'm driving on oncoming traffic, weaving all the traffic, and then HUD is like, Gil, they're not behind us, I think we good. But then I look down and I see mad blood. I'm like, yo, I think I hit. I didn't feel nothing, but I was like, yo, I think I'm hit. And so I finally got off the highway, and then the car broke down. And I'm like, why would we break down right by the project? But the streets is so flooded, it's crazy. So the car break down, I run up the mad people window bleeding like, yo, can you take me to the hospital? They like, yo, get away from here. Like, yo, you all shot up gas. And then one person recognized me, this dude, he's like, oh, Cam. I was like, yo, I'm shot. Can you take me to the hospital? So I jumped in with him. It's mad traffic. I'm just sitting in traffic. I'm like, yo, you gotta get me to the hospital. This calling, yo, Cam shot. I got him in the whip. I say, yo, bro, did you just get me to the hospital? And then
You remember his name?
Nah, I actually don't. And I wish I could send him something. Cause when I pulled up, I didn't know where I was bleeding from. I just knew it was blood. And then when I pulled up to the hospital, I just ran in the ER. And then I basically was in the ER, and then, you know, they probably put me to sleep. Everybody came over there. And then when I woke up, the cops was there. They were like, you see, you know, the regular shit, da-da-da. I'm like, I really don't know who did it, et cetera, et cetera. And that's kind of what happened. I ended up actually going to jail behind that shit because I was on probation at the time. And they was like, if you don't cooperate, then we violating your parole because you wasn't supposed to be in DC anyway.
It's not because of music or not anything else, but you gotta realize me and my boys, we go hard. We got $1 million worth of jewelry on. We got $250,000 worth of cars. We candy paint everything. We like to live a luxurious life, and you got people who don't want to see that.
But nah, I never found out who did it. But you know, there's a lot of people circling and rumors running around saying that I played the part of Alpo, and they don't like Alpo in DC, and that was kind of a couple years after the movie, et cetera, et cetera.
Cam went through a lot. You know, he got shot over that road. In
Really?
Washington. Yeah, that was over that.
Yeah.
You know, And even like, and you know, he's never told this story, but like it was times I didn't really realize what happened. He was like, I was asking him to do another role once. He was like, yo, bro, I got shot over. Cause it was a certain scene that he was like, I don't want to do that scene. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, it's gonna be too much. So almost, when I found out that, I felt a little responsible, and I never wanted to put anybody in that position again. Because people take this story really serious. So it has to be really done completely correctly. You know, but there was a lot of layers that happened and perspectives that weren't told.
Rico is really Alpo in real life. And what Murder's saying is he just got killed in front of the precinct. So why would you want to be a who just got killed in front of the precinct, for those who didn't understand what Murder was talking about? Because Pat Bev made a statement saying that, yeah, I was watching the movie. I mean, I thought Rico was some real nigga. I'd rather be him than Mitch. And I'm like, I didn't want to be Rico. Me and Dane Dash had a whole argument about that part. I'm like, yo, man. He said, Killer, it's all good. You know what happened when I played Rico? They shot me in DC. That's what happened when I played Rico. Say you snitch ass nigga. They confusing motherfucking movies with real life. But you know why them DC for me? Because I didn't tell. Because I was on probation. You know what happened? I got shot and went to jail because I was on probation and wasn't supposed to be in DC. So when I got shot, they said, you either tell us who did it or you go to jail. I said, send me to jail. Then I went to Rikers.
Let me show you real quick what happened. I got surgery right here on the arm. I also got shot in my other arm. So where it went straight through and didn't hit a nerve. That's why this arm is okay. I also got shot in this arm, but it went straight through and it didn't hit any nerve, so it was able to heal. This right here, it grows 1 millimeter a day, which is smaller than a centimeter. So it's gonna take a year or a little bit more to get the feeling all the way back up to here. So right here, from here to here, it grows 1 millimeter a day. So I won't be getting the feeling back in my arm, in my 2 fingers, I should say, for maybe a year.
Cam got shot. I think he was some type of carjacking or whatever the case may be. Cam wasn't going for it. And that right there kind of brought us closer. Because after Cam got shot, we kind of like, you know, it was like, damn, Cam got shot, the big homie. We protected that. Like, he was God after that. And he called meetings, we was in the studio. Matter of fact, that's how the record Get 'Em Daddy got done. After Cam,
did you have to get anything in the
he
video?
had the sling in the video.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So right after he got shot, he called the meeting. Everybody pulled up to the studio. Cam was on his bullshit. He was on straight gangster shit. As a matter of fact, remember when Tony Montana had the sling in Scarface?
Yeah.
Cam was on that type of time. So he was like moving like a real true boss at that time. And that kind of brought us closer and we knocked out mad records.
Speaking of the Get 'Em Daddy video, that video was shot in your hood.
Yes. I had Cam in my hood with over $5 million in jewelry on with no security. I had Cam in my neighborhood around murderers, gangsters, and thieves with $5 million of jewelry on with no security.
Okay,
Let that sink in.
Why did you decide to do it? Why did you decide to do it?
It was Cam out there.
Okay.
He like, yo, we're going to your neighborhood, we're going to your block, we're shooting it over there, I'm putting all the chains on, I'm bringing all the cars out. I'm just sitting there like, all right, okay, I gotta get the shooters, I gotta make sure everything is good, nothing's gonna happen over out there.
You governed the whole situation, you governed everything,
Yeah.
make sure everything was running smooth in the hood, yeah? Okay, and the shoot went great, went good, as you can see.
Nothing happened, everything went smooth. The neighborhood showed love.
Tell people your most feared way of dying.
My most feared way of dying is getting eaten by a whale and not dying. And he take you to the bottom of the sea and you just in it. I don't know what's funny about this.
And I'm crazy.
I don't know what's funny about this, man. Is that my most feared, that's my most, imagine you out in the ocean, jet ski, you know, I play water sports, you know what I'm saying? Around, I've been jet skiing the dolphins be coming through. Imagine a whale come up and eat you, you don't die, and then he take you 20,000 feet to the bottom, no oxygen, no nothing. You just trying to get out of there. Even when I watch the movie Castaway, it scares me when the whale pull up on the nigga with the one eye when he on the joint. I don't like whales. And recently, we just seen a whale eat in a canoe and spit him back up. We just seen that like a week ago. I sent it to you. What's going on is this: the earth and animals and humans, etc. We all figuring each other out after all these years. And these sea creatures is like, yo, it's pussy. They don't really taste good, pause, but they keep violating coming down here. All this shit. Just, yo, who told to come down there? It's kind of like when you go to the safari. That's why I never been to safari, because, you know, girl, yo, Cam, let's go to safari. Like, we chose safari. I said, I used to live in the safari. She said, where? I said, Harlem. It was the jungle. When I grew up, it was a safari. It was wild. It wasn't gentrified. I'm not going somewhere else to potentially die. When I grew up, every day possibly could die. So why would I go to safari? Just act like they know if a lion got a headache. You know, you act like you know if a tiger had a bad day. You know what I'm saying? No, you got to think about this. Your lion might have a headache. He might have a bad day. You want to keep, you know, it's not his day-to-day. Humans get like that. So you thinking, what's the orangutan with a stomach ache won't choke the shit out you? Like, yo, my nigga, leave these alone, man. You keep going in their habitat and try and think that it's cute and all that, and then when an accident happens, cool, it's no real way to communicate. Even if you don't speak the same language, you can tell body language like, oh, leave that nigga alone. Yeah, you don't know what an animal.